Real Madrid, for their standards, have had a shocking year of football. They finished second in the league at the end of their season and also got absolutely humiliated in the Champions League by Man City. Granted, they did win the Copa Del Rey, but only winning one trophy in the season for Real Madrid is shocking. So today, I'm becoming the new manager of Real Madrid, and by the end of this video, I will make them the best team in the world. But the ladder is making its return. I have to win the Copa Del Rey, the Super Copa, the La Liga Santander, and the Champions League in that order. That way, by the end of this video, we'll have won everything with Real Madrid. And this is the Real Madrid team I've loaded into, and this team is absolutely insane. This squad is literally jam-packed with some of the best players in the world. The likes of goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, midfielder Luka Modric, and Brazilian winger Vinicius Jr. But whilst this team has all the quality in the world, it does have its weaknesses. For the quality Madrid have got, they haven't got much squad depth. They need to be replacing quality with quality. But saying that, they brought a couple of good players in, the likes of Turkish wonder kid Goodwin and English wonder kid Jude Bellingham. I can't lie, having seen how good Bellingham actually is, I can't wait to see how he does at Madrid. But on the flip side, Madrid have let some players go, like Marco Asensio as a free agent, also Eden Hazard as a free agent, and the big one, Karim Benzema, has gone to Al Ittihad. And after taking that into consideration, the one thing this team desperately needs is a striker up top. But we all know Madrid aren't exactly a poor club. They've got 214 million to give us to spend this year. And let's be honest, for that striker role, there's only one player for Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappe has been heavily linked with a move to Real Madrid in real life, but there is one problem. Their asking price is between 218 and 273 million euros. And as you've seen, we've got 214 million euros, and whilst that's a lot of money, that's not enough to bring Mbappe to Madrid. But in real life, they are willing to sell Federico Valverde and Tchouaméni in order to get the funds they need to bring Mbappe to Madrid. And for 162 million euros, we parted ways with Valverde, giving us a grand total of 375 million euros. Now, it's kind of mad because Tchouaméni actually didn't receive any transfer offers, and this guy's 22 years old and 83 rated, for God's sake. But the important thing is we've got enough to bring this man to Madrid now. Now, to start off, I'm going to offer 220 million. These guys actually want 273 million euros, man. PSG, you rob dogging gits. We ain't paying that. Let's go for 240 million on the dot. Nah, they're sticking to the guns. 273 million. Okay, let's go a little bit higher because I don't want to really pay that amount of money. Let's go 250 million. That's literally $250 million we're giving them. That seems like a done deal. All we need to do now is sort the player negotiations out. And this has to be the most expensive signing I've ever made. We have just spent 250 million euros on Kylian Mbappe. And just look at that, Kylian Mbappe in a Real Madrid shirt. Could this be what we're going to see in the next couple of months? But this is now what the team looks like with Mbappe in the squad, and this starting 11 is absolutely insane. However, the one thing we do have to worry about is Luka Modric and Toni Kroos's age. For starters, Modric has already gone down 1 overall and he's 36 years old. And we will start seeing the side effects of Toni Kroos's age in the coming years because he's 32 years old and 88 rated. But I'm leaving the midfield alone this year because, let's be honest, in real life, that midfield would absolutely kook. What I'm going to do instead is focus my attention on this subs bench. Now, I'm leaving Lunin alone because whilst he's 75 rated, he does have a bit of potential. However, I am bringing in a better striker than Mariano because if anything happens to Mbappe, I don't really trust this guy to get the job done. And the good news is we somehow have over 110 million euros to spend even after bringing Mbappe into the team. And in real life, Real Madrid are in talks with this striker. Jonathan David, the Canadian international, is 22 years old. He's 81 rated. I definitely trust this guy to get the job done if Mbappe is injured. And to be fair, we got a great deal for Jonathan David as we've just spent 50 million euros on the dot to bring him in for a 5-year deal. And after that transfer, we still have 54 million euros to spend, but I'm going to save that until January, which means this is the Real Madrid team going into season 1. And I'm going to be completely real with you. If we don't win at least 2-3 trophies this year, this team has failed. But the amount of trophies that we win doesn't actually matter. What does matter is what trophy we win, and we need to win the Copa del Rey before any other trophy. So we've just arrived halfway through the season and we are 4th in La Liga Santander after 19 games. That is absolutely abysmal. We've got one of the best teams in the world, for God's sake, and Sevilla are top of the league, man. What is going on? And as far as the Copa del Rey goes, we aren't even in the competition yet. It's still in round 1, so we're going to have to wait till the end of the season to find out if we've actually done well in this competition. But the small bit of good news is we're in the round of 16 of the Champions League, even if we didn't top the group. But there are 2 clear standout players this year. Kylian Mbappe with 24 goals and 2 assists, and 12 and 6 for Vinicius Jr. I mean, we did spend $250 million on Mbappe, so surely this is what we should should expect from him. Now, speaking of money, we've got 78 million euros to spend. And I'm not going to lie, looking at this team right now, unless I'm going nuts, I don't see anywhere on that pitch where I can put that money. I've got too much respect for Modric as a player to replace him this early. I'm going to wait till season 2 to bring in a better midfielder. As for the defense and goalkeeper, I don't want to mess around with them, and there's nothing that needs to be done to that front three. So realistically, where do I put that money? I honestly think I'm not going to spend it, and I'm just going to leave the team as it is to finish off season 1. Whether that's a mistake or not, I don't know. I guess one way or the other, we're going to find out at the end of the campaign. We've just arrived in June, and we've already taken a fat L. We finished second at the end of this season, and what makes it worse, we were 8 points behind league leaders Atletico Madrid. It's not a good start, boys. It's not a good start. Boys, we have had a very bad season. We got to the quarter-finals of the Copa del Rey before getting knocked out by Villarreal 2-1. Honestly, what is going on? And we made it to the round of 16 in the Champions League before getting knocked out by Milan. I'm genuinely on course to becoming the worst Real Madrid manager they've ever had. I don't get how a team this good can perform that badly in one season. But let me tell you, two players really carried the weight this year. Kylian and Mbappe got 38 goals and 5 assists, and Vinicius Jr. got 52 goals and 12 assists this year. I'm in genuine disbelief at how badly we've done this year. We haven't won a single trophy. We're going to mess around with some stuff in season 2 because the quality's definitely there. We just need to find a way to make it work. By the way, if you're still watching the video, consider dropping the video a like and hitting that subscribe button. We're currently on the road to 30,000 subscribers before the end of next month, so if you can help me out achieving that goal, that would be amazing. So we're now into season 2 of Real Madrid, and when you look at the team, it's obvious where we need to improve it. As much as I love Luka Modric, we have to get a new midfielder. Hang on a minute, where's Rodrigo? Boys, I'm not seeing Rodrigo. Where the bloody hell is he? I cannot believe it. He's gone to Manchester City. I can only assume his release clause was bloody activated without my knowledge. Now we haven't got him as a Real Madrid player anymore. Honestly, the one thing I hate about Spanish football is the release clauses, man. Why would you even think that's a good idea? So not only do we need a new midfielder, we need a new right winger now as well. But as always, Real Madrid's board have given us a lot of money, 183 million euros to spend in season 2. And Arsenal fans aren't going to like this one, but I'm going to go for Bukayo Saka for that winger role. He's 21 years old, already 87 rated. I think he's genuinely the perfect replacement for Rodrigo. And we have brought Bukayo Saka to Madrid for 5 years for a whopping 140 million euros. Now here's the thing, we've only got 37 million euros to spend. But as you can see, I have meddled with the team a bit. I've switched to a 4-3-3 holding variation and stuck Tuchemani in the team. It makes sense. Why would I spend loads of money to bring in a new midfielder when I've got a perfect replacement just sitting right there? And obviously with only 30 odd million, there's not really much we can do with that. So this is the team that's going to go into season 2. And let's be honest, no matter what this team does this year, it can't be worse than how we performed last season. Obviously our main focus is the Copa del Rey, but if we can win one trophy this year, just one, I'd be happy. We've just arrived in January and this is a lot better. We're first in the league by 1 point after 19 games. Now granted, even if we win the league this year, it won't count, but this is still a very promising sign. And in the Champions League, we've topped Group E and we're going to the round of 16 with flying colours. But just like last year, we won't find out how we've done the Copa del Rey until the end of the season. And it looks like Saka's acclimated already. 17 goals and 5 assists in 25 games, and Kylian Mbappe gained 16 and 6 as well. Now here's the thing, we've got 68 million to spend. And obviously Toni Kroos is slowly starting to dwindle in overall now. But he is 86 rated, so right now I don't see the need in replacing him yet. And looking at the rest of the squad, there's no real signs of weakness in the team and there's no real need to bring any more players in. So this is the team that's going to finish off season 2. Now obviously Toni Kroos is something I'm going to have to deal with, but not quite yet. He's a season 3 problem. Now remember, whilst we're doing well in the league and in the Champions League, it's the Copa del Rey we have to win before we can climb that ladder so we can finally compete for other trophies. We've just arrived in June and we choked it. We finished 3rd at the end of this season, 1 point behind Atletico Madrid, who've won it again. I can see winning the title being our most difficult challenge in this video. But thankfully we have won the Copa del Rey this time, beating Atletico Madrid 4-2 in the final. That means we're climbing the ladder and we can now finally compete for the Super Copa. But Christ, we got a humbling in the Champions League. We lost to Man City 5-2 on aggregate, man. It's a little bit like in real life. But even though we've only won one trophy with this team, we can now at least compete for another trophy next year. And it's safe to say our front three are really clicking now. 42 and 11 for Mbappe, 26 and 10 for Saka, and 21 and 13 for Vinicius Jr. And whilst admittedly it did take us 2 seasons to win our first trophy, it's the first out of 4 that we need to win. So next year our full focus is going on the Super Copa, and if we win that, we could potentially get a double climb if we win the La Liga Santander. there. We're now heading into season 3, and when you take a look at the team, there's only one position we really need to focus on, and that's unfortunately our midfield, primarily Toni Kroos. He's 86 rated, he's 34 years old, he's definitely going to start dwindling in overall this year. I'm being totally honest here, aside from that, this team doesn't need anything doing to it. But the board keeps shrinking our budget every year, 153 million to spend this season. And I have just found the perfect replacement for Toni Kroos, Bernardo Silva from Man City. He's 29 years old, 88 rated, and he's also got 12 months left on his contract. And because of that, we got an absolute bargain with Bernardo Silva, only spending 75 million on him. And after that transfer, we've got 61 million euros to spend. We're going to save that until January, which means this is the Real Madrid side heading into season 3. And you know what? With the team we've built so far, I don't see any reason why we can't win the Super Copa and finally win the league title this year. We've just arrived in January and it's looking good so far. We are first in the league after 18 games. Could this finally be the year we win this damn title? And we are in the first stage of the Super Copa against Barcelona of all teams, man. That is going to be tough. And once again, our front three are getting the goals. 17 and 6 for Mbappe, 14 and 3 for Saka, and 14 and 8 for Vinicius Jr. Now, we do have 87 million to spend. And honestly, taking a look at the starting 11, we don't really need to spend that money anywhere. We're on the subs bench. I've noticed 78 rated Lunin. I personally thought he'd be a bit better at this point, so we are going to get a new goalkeeper. And on top of that, we're going to get a better right back as well, because Vasquez is 81 rated and he's dwindling in overall. And starting with the fullback, I'm going for Mazraoui from Bayern Munich. He's 85 rated at 27 years old, and eventually he will take Carvajal's place in that starting 11. And for 55 million euros on the dot, we have signed Mazraoui on a 5-year deal. And for our second choice goalkeeper, I'm going for David De Gea. He's 87 rated, and granted he is 34 years old, but he's a free agent and I can't really pass that up. And with that, our transfer window's done, and this is the team that's going to finish off season 3. Now, we have a great opportunity this year to have a double climb. The team has never looked better. All we have to do is win the Super Copa and keep our form up until June, and we've got the double climb. But first, we have to get past Barcelona in the semi-final. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure if this is a two-legged semi-final or if it's a one-and-done kind of game, but either way, I want to win it. So, at home, what are we going to do? So, oh my god, we've absolutely destroyed them. Hopefully this is a one-tie leg. And it was only a one-legged tie as we're facing Atletico Madrid in the final. Now, for beating Barcelona, I think we should absolutely destroy Atletico. Boys, don't let me down now. You come all this way. 2-0 win, Camavinga and Vinicius Jr. We have won the Super Copa. And we're making that climb once again, and we can now officially compete for the title. This team's won the first trophy of 2 we need to win this year. Can it win the second? We've just arrived in June, and we've done it, boys. We finally won the title by 6 points as well. That means we're making that final climb, and we can now officially compete for the Champions League. And speaking of the Champions League, we made it to the final this time before getting absolutely embarrassed by PSG. That is actually kind of mad. But then again, Mbappe and Saka were injured for it, so it kind of does make sense. And these stats are bloody insane. 37 and 11 for Mbappe, 13-17 for Vinny Jr., 21 and 4 for Saka, and 11 and 11 for Bellingham. We've now officially won 3 trophies out of the 4, the last one being the most prestigious trophy at club level, the Champions League. And we did actually come this close to winning it this year, but PSG absolutely slapped us. But the good news is we know we're capable of making it to the final. We just need to improve the team a little bit more next year, and once again, hopefully, we'll be there. We've now arrived in season 4 with Real Madrid, and I am seriously struggling on where to actually improve this squad. I'm honestly thinking of leaving the starting 11 alone and just focusing my attention on the subs bench. Now, I think we need a better second choice midfielder than Kroos, because I can see him going to about 78-79 rated by the end of this season. And on top of that, I haven't noticed this before, we haven't actually got a really good backup winger, so that's something to consider as well. And because of our success last year, the board have given us a big chunk of money, 243 million euros to spend this year. And I'm going to focus on the midfield first, and I'm going for Serge Milinkovic-Savic, who currently plays for Aston Villa. He's 30 years old, 86 rated, and in real life he's moved to Saudi Arabia, but he's way too good for that league, so I'm bringing him to Real Madrid. But Aston Villa certainly weren't letting him go for cheap, as we've just had to spend 89.5 million on him. And for our second choice winger, I'm going for James Maddison, who currently plays for Tottenham Hotspur. He's 28 years old, 85 rated, and quite frankly, I'm just going to save him from that club. But Spurs seriously weren't letting him go without a fight. I've just had to spend 80 million on the dot for him. And with that, we've made our final transfer of that window, and this is the team that's going to go into season 4. 4. And obviously Saka is injured, but it's only for another 5 weeks, so when the season starts, he'll be right as rain. But the starting 11 looks good, the subs bench is riddled with quality. We are ready for whatever this season has to throw at us. And we are obviously in the Champions League. We're in Group C alongside AC Milan, Monaco and Lech Poznan. Now if you remember, Milan actually knocked us out of this competition in the round of 16 in Season 1, so I want revenge. I want to top this group undefeated with flying colours. Well, we've just arrived in January and it's a 3-way title race. Ourselves, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are all joint top on points. And we have made it through to the round of 16 with flying colours, but we didn't do it undefeated like I wanted to, man. That stings a bit. And compared to last year, the stats aren't that good. We've got Kylian Mbappe with 15 and 3, Vinicius Jr. with 13 and 7, and Saka with 7 and 3. And even though we got 73 million to spend, I did everything I wanted to do with this team in September. Which means this is the Real Madrid team going into the knockouts of the Champions League. Now call me biased, we should be winning every competition available to win with this team. I don't see how anybody can beat it. Last year we made it to the final of the Champions League, so this year I'm convinced we can do that exact same thing again. And after getting past Marseille in the round of 16 and just scraping past United in the quarters, we are once again in the semi-final. And it looks like we're facing Madrid's bogey team in the semi-final, Manchester City, the blue side of Manchester. And it looks like it's going to be an individual battle. Erling Haaland versus Kylian Mbappe. Who's going to come out on top? Let's find out. Who's going to win the first? It's a 1. Oh my days. It's not even a 1-1 draw, so it's a 0-0 and we go to the second leg. It all comes down to this, boys. Who is finally going to come out on top out of the two juggernauts, Real Madrid, or is it going to be Manchester City going to the Oh, we've done it, boys. Bukayo Saka and Vinny Jr. We wipe out Manchester City. We wipe out the whole of Manchester this year, and we are going to the final. And it's going to be a true clash of Spanish giants as we face Barcelona in the Champions League final. But boys, we've stormed La Liga this year. We finished first at the end of this season, and we've done it by over 10 goddamn points. But we only made it to the quarters of the Copa del Rey this time, getting knocked out by Atletico. And they beat us to win the Super Copa this year. Atletico really have got our number this year, haven't they? Well, these stats are actually really impressive. 38 and 9 for Mbappe, 24 and 22 for Vinny Jr., 21 and 5 for Saka, and 13 and 6 for Bernardo Silva. But Eder Militao is a Fruit Loop. He's got himself suspended for the goddamn final. I mean, don't get me wrong, we do have David Alaba, but I would have much preferred to have our strongest centre-back partnership going into the biggest game of the season. I'll be honest, I'm absolutely gobsmacked at how good we've made this Real Madrid side. Some of these players are ridiculous. 92 rated Bellingham, 91 rated Camavinga, 93 rated Saka, 95 rated Mbappe, and 96 rated Vinicius Jr. Man, he must be the highest overall in the goddamn game at this point. And I, for one, I'm going to fully enjoy us wiping the floor with Barcelona and becoming the best team in the world. Camavinga on the ball on the left-hand side. Is he going to find anybody? Please send that pass. Jude, hit it.
Nope.
Oh, great save from ter Stegen. Vinicius Jr. has received the ball. What's he going to do? He's absolutely oh my God, that's beautiful. Oh, look at that. Mbappe. Who else was it going to be? Oh no, that's Camavinga. He said Mbappe on the left-hand side. Oh, whatever. Camavinga puts us 1-0 up. It definitely said Mbappe, bottom left corner of the screen, but it doesn't matter. Camavinga near post, bang, get in. He looks like he's going to go wing. He's found Vinicius Jr. He's in. Oh, we had such a good chance to go 2-0 up, but you decided to pass it to the defenders. Tchouaméni's found Bellingham. Bellingham has found Mbappe. Oh, come on, man. Mbappe, you're better than that. Found Bernardo Silva. His ball rolling it round. He's had a shot into Stegen's forced to make yet another save. Ilyas on the ball for Barcelona against Camavinga. Camavinga's just too good, man. He is just too good. Ilyas is on the ball. Camavinga's in chase. He's gone to Koundé. Ilyas. Oh, wow. Wow, Courtois, what a save. Barca got the corner. Gundogan is still playing, man. Aren't you retired yet, lad? Saka's still on the ball. He's getting... Wow, Cucurella's fouled him. You dirty shit. Mbappe to take this free kick. What are we going to do here? We're going to dink it in. Why would you dink it in when half of our frigging players are below 6 foot? We've literally got a couple of minutes to go, and we are the best team in the world. We're going to hold on for a couple of minutes, and Barca doing stuff like that really helps. Vinny Jr. This has got to be one of the last kicks of the game, surely. He's still on the wing. What's he going to do here? Oh, is that the end of the game? Is that the end of the game? Yes, we've done it. Real Madrid are the best team in the world once again by beating Barcelona 1-0 in the Champions League final. And we've done this by climbing the ladder all the way from the bottom to the top, winning every single trophy we can with Madrid. And if you enjoyed this video, you should click somewhere right here to watch me do this with Manchester United.